Hey my bookish angels, today we're back with my September wrap up, and not gonna lie, this probably was one of my worst months that I did. Honestly, I said one of them because I know I had a really bad reading month sometime this year, but you know, that's okay. That is okay. So I'm gonna show you guys all of these books that I've read, and this is not even all of it because I read some books on my Kindle, and yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start the stack. This stuff is not in the order that I read it because I don't know the order that I read it, and even though Fable tells me, I'm not gonna do all that research, okay? I'm not gonna try and do all that. I got other videos to film, got more thumbnails to make, got a lot to do, so we're not gonna get into any specifics. We're just gonna get into the video, okay? Sound good? Good. Okay, the first book that we read, I'm not gonna say this month, but the first book that I'm gonna show you guys is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Now, if you guys know me, Holly Jackson is like one of those authors that I just love her books. Honestly, her books are amazing. Love them all. They're all so cool, but this one had me actually scared. I was reading this book and like the most sudden movements would just have me like, what was that? What was that? What was going on? What did I miss and why? Where are we going with this? Because I'm not even joking with you guys when I tell you, this book had me on edge. And actually, the way people were talking about this book, I actually thought this was Holly Jackson's first book, but I was actually surprised to find out that this came out either before As Good as Dead or right after As Good as Dead. I was just like, this book is more recent than I thought it would be. So yeah, this book was definitely one of the most craziest ones that I read. But honestly, I think I rate this book 5 out of 5 stars because this book just had me on ultimate edge. So the next book we have on our list is As Good as Dead by also by Holly Jackson. It's the last book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, and I also rate this one 5 stars, which I usually rate Holly's books from 4 to 5 stars because usually they're really good. But As Good as Dead, 5 Survive and As Good as Dead had me the equal amounts of scared. Honestly, these two books had me jumping at literally everything. I almost couldn't sleep because of this book, but really, it's not just because like, oh yeah, it was scary and everything, but also I watched this interview that Holly Jackson was in after she released The Rape Chance of Rachel Price, right? I watched it, and really, she was like, at the end of each chapter, I try to like reveal something, or like she tries to put something in there, like half reveal something, or like she'll give the plot twist a long time before we actually figure it out, and like we never notice, and that's why we continue to read, because we're trying to figure out who is this, what's going on. And that's also the thing, thrillers will keep you reading this, they will keep you flying through books because you're trying to reach the end, you're trying to figure out who did what, trying to figure out, oh, what does this mean? And it just makes you keep saying, okay, one more chapter, until you realize it's like 4 a.m. in the morning and the book is finished. And I was like, that is actually so accurate with what I was doing with 5 Survive, As Good as Dead. And one reason like As Good as Dead and As 5 Survive took me as long as it did was because I was actually really busy when I was reading both of these books, so I didn't get through them as fast as I hoped to. But when I was not busy, trust and believe, I was like this throughout the book. Like, I was talking about I was flying through these books. So yeah, I hope Holly Jackson does come out with a, what book is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope she comes out with a 6th book. Honestly, I really do. The next book I have in this pile is Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood, and this one was really similar to The Love Hypothesis, and I like it because if you guys know, I love The Love Hypothesis. It was, why am I not centered? I love The Love Hypothesis. It was such a cute book. I literally physically loved it. It was hearts everywhere, and I'm so happy because my life is officially complete, because we get What Would Marie Curie Do mention, which if you guys did not read Love on the Brain, that's probably confusing, but our main character in Love on the Brain, I forgot what her name was, I'm not gonna lie, because that was probably that was a 3-star I think I gave it. Not my least favorite. Not in Love was my least favorite. You guys know I went on a rant about that book. I want to rant about that book on my July wrap up, which you guys should go watch, actually. No joke. But love, theoretically, we got not only that, but we also got an Adam and Olive mention at the house party. This next one we have is like a series, and you're gonna be like, girl, hear me out. I had to read these books for a challenge. It was, I think the prompt was like, so I was in this reading challenge on Discord, which, speaking of which, join my Discord server. It's always in the description down below, as well as my favorite book club, because, yeah. But I had to read this for a challenge, and the prompt for that week was read a book that, like, you read a long time ago, or, like, from your childhood, and all this stuff. And this was, like, this series was one of the books, and like, if that was the prompt, you got extra points, but you didn't have to read what was on the prompt. But if you did, you got extra points. So I read this series and I got extra points, and I didn't have it on my Goodreads because I read these like a few years ago, like I said. So anything that I didn't read this year is not on my Goodreads, on my Fable, my Storygraph, anything like that. So I was able to add it to them this year and actually I only gave 2 of them a proper review. I didn't give the other 2 a proper review. I just rated it because I didn't really have any words for it, honestly. I was just like, yeah. But I did rate 2. I rated the first book and I rated another book. I don't know where that is though. So yeah, we're gonna just have to deal with that. Next up, we have Daydream by Hannah Grace, and honestly, this was probably her redemption arc, which, listen, you're not allowed to fight me over this, okay? I didn't read Wildfire. I'm waiting for the boo tomatoes to come to the screen, but I didn't read Wildfire, and I did not like Icebreaker. If you guys know, if you guys watched my reviews on all those, I didn't like Icebreaker. I thought it was really annoying. There was no plot. It was like all this stuff. I didn't read Wildfire, and that's because I was always like super duper scared, like, oh well, I didn't like Icebreaker, what if Wildfire is like the same thing? But I did a YouTube short on this while I was doing Barnes & Noble video. It's like a little short, like, I think I like this little life or something, or it was like come to Barnes & Noble with me, because I do those often whenever I go to Barnes & Noble. I do like come to Barnes & Noble with me, everything. But I saw this one, and it was a week before the book came out, and this was on the shelves. This was on like the table and everything. And like, if you guys don't know, if you're at a bookstore and they get the copies, usually they are obligated to put the copies on the shelves as soon as they receive them. So they had an entire Hannah Grace stand, and this was out, and I got this. I got my copy because it was just like, well, I want to be able to say that I got the book before it actually came out. You know, I want to say that I read it like the same week that it came out because I got my copy like last week, and I didn't end up reading it. Sorry, and I didn't end up reading it the week that it came out or whatever. I think I was late to it, as you guys can tell. It's September. I believe this book came out in August. Literally was scared. Scared to even touch the book. I was like, what if it's the same thing as Icebreaker? And then I just saw the reviews on it. It's just like, oh, it's not the same thing as Icebreaker. And I picked it up and I actually enjoyed it. And I rated this one a 4 stars, and I rated Icebreaker a 1 star. So that says a lot about all this. And I buddy read this one with someone else on Discord, and I wrote a review and I was like, I can't wait to read Wildfire, and she literally DM'd me and was like, if you didn't like Icebreaker, don't read Wildfire because it's literally the same thing. But my best friend said Wildfire has more plot, and I am like mixed emotions, but I think I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try it out and see how good it is, you know, if the plot's actually good, if I'm actually interested in it, and if not, then at least I can say I tried and I have the entire Hannah Grace series on my shelf. So yeah. Next up, we have You've Reached Sam by Destin Theo. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. This was our book club book of the month. Wait, this was our book club book for the month of September, because it gives off fall vibes, as you guys can see. And it was actually really sad I got this one, and the cashier literally was like, You've Reached Sam had me in tears. Why was I lied to? Okay, the book was good. Plot was amazing. But I feel like for me it was the writing, and then I didn't cry. I teared up. I will admit I teared up over this book. This book was good. I teared up. I was just like, oop, am I actually gonna cry? Am I not gonna cry? But there was nothing in here that actually had me bawling, like some books on my bookshelf. You've Reached Sam. I feel like for me, other than the fact that it didn't make me cry, I think it was like the writing for me. It just felt like the writing wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. It was mid writing. Like, I feel like there wasn't a lot of details, and then there was some things that were like overly explained, but it wasn't as overly explained as some books on my bookshelf. Where we went to over details we didn't even need to go into. Yeah. But the books that I read on my Kindle and everything. My mind is like going blank right now. I read King of Wrath by Anna Huang, and if you guys, I don't know, did I post a wrap up for August? I think I did. I better have. If I didn't, then what was I thinking? I think I did, yeah, because I put, bro, why are you all up in my face? Why are we all up in my, okay. I think I posted a wrap up for August, but I read the entire Twisted series, plus the bonus scenes in a week. Less than a week. I finished one every single day. I started and finished one in the same day. That's how good that series was, okay, y'all? That is how good, okay? But, what was I gonna say next? Oh, yeah, so people kept saying, oh, you should get the King of Wrath series. Like, you should get the, you know, that series. And I forgot what the series is called. And I was just like, well, I don't even have the entire Twisted series. Like, I read it on my Kindle, but I don't have the physical copies, and I don't want to add more books I need to buy for my bookshelf. And like, yeah, I got Twisted Games and then Twisted Love up here, but Twisted Games literally just came in the mail yesterday, and I don't even have Twisted Hate or Twisted Lies, and I really need to get those before I buy any more. But guess what I did? Started and finished King of Wrath in one day. 5 stars though. It was 5 stars because I actually, what is in my eye? I genuinely enjoyed that series because, no, not the series. I haven't even finished the series. I'm reading King of Pride though. Reading King of Pride. Oh, y'all, October is my month, y'all. I'm so excited for this month. 2 Can Play comes out this month. And I got the special edition, the special signed copy edition of The Striker. And it comes with a little tote bag. Yeah, King of Wrath mentions our male main character in that book quite a few times because Vivian, I wouldn't say she's a soccer fan or whatever, but she knows of the soccer players and she likes that soccer player. I forgot what his name was. You guys can't even judge me because the book hasn't even come out yet, so don't start. But then we also have where it's like Dante, he was a fan and he was like not anymore because Vivian likes him, so like so yeah. But I really like the King of Wrath. It had me giggling, kicking my feet, and I was just like, ooh. Yeah, I'm done ranting about King of Wrath and everything. But 5 stars. These books tried to collapse on me, but I caught them. Did rate it 5 stars. It was an amazing book. I loved it. I was giggling, kicking my feet. The next one that we have is Date with Danger, and I don't know who the author is. I know I usually forget authors' names is like a first time thing, but I think I'll be reading more of her books because ow, what? Ow, that actually hurt. But that author, I love Date with Danger. It was so cute, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And it was definitely a slow burn, and that did get on my nerves because I hate slow burn books. I hate them, and people always recommend me slow burn, and I'm just like, no. I want to be love at first sight, but we're not gonna say anything because duh. It was a slow burn, and I hated it for it. Rated it 5 stars. I rated it 5 stars because it wasn't something I was expecting. Okay, because I didn't read a single thing about the book. I just saw the cover and I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm buying it and I'm reading it and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Okay, got me? Good, okay. Guilty as charged. And I think that's all that I read in the month of September. I don't have it memorized, y'all, if you guys cannot tell. But if there is books that you guys say are my favorite that I did read this month, let me know in the comment section down below so I can hold myself accountable and tell myself that I need to start remembering things better. But if not, then love you all so much. Be safe, be kind, treat others the way you want to be treated. I did it. I always say I did it, and it's like at this point it's like becoming something I do all the time. But it's like still, so I used to be like, be treated the way you want to be treated. That's not what I meant to say. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video or my next YouTube short. And make sure you guys leave in the comment section down below what you guys read in the month of September, because I would love to read about what you guys read.